I don't wanna fuck with you no more. I gotta keep my business on the low. Don't wanna deal with nothing.
You're locked in with Atlanta's hottest hip hop station, The Hype 87.3.
That's right. It is your girl, TampaMystic, and we are live right here in ATL on the Hype 87.3. And today, I got one of my favorites checking in. Daedae, Sashi, what's going on, family? How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
It's good to see you, man.
So excited to be here in Atlanta, first time, and I really don't know how to feel right now about it.
Well, listen, we're going to dive in, and I'm so glad that we're having this opportunity to sit down because, like you mentioned earlier, we've been working together for quite a long time.
Yes.
But I feel like this is our first time being able to face-to-face sit down and get this working. So it's long overdue, right?
It's long overdue.
Long overdue, yes. Definitely. I got a lot of things I want to talk to you about, a lot of questions I want to ask you. But before we dive in, give us a very brief introduction of what you want the world initially to know about Daedae Sachi.
Ooh, that's a good question, actually, because I don't know. It's just so much about me. I just hope they, when they listen to the music more and when I put out the album and everything, I feel like people gonna see like my past because they just seeing me now. I think people see you now and they don't think like, well, this cat didn't come from nowhere. He ain't been through anything. He don't know anything. And that's why
it's so important that they do the research. Yeah. Or you got to pop your ish and let them know. Because just a quick, and this ain't even about me, but I'm just throwing this out there as an example because other people could maybe use this formula, right? So throughout my 14 years of doing this, I've interviewed a lot of big name people, but I don't ever brag about it, right? Over the last 2 weeks, I've been digging into my archives and putting some footage out there of some interviews I've done that a lot of people, like newer people that follow me, don't know about. Because I was like, people don't know what I was doing 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years ago. As an artist, you could do the same thing. Because think about how many new followers you get on a daily, on a weekly, on a monthly. They don't know what you did a year ago because they just started following you. So it's okay to kind of recycle your content, if that makes sense.
True.
So pop your ish, bro. Because one thing I can say about you, I just want to give you your flowers, man. You've been extremely consistent and you always put out good music. I don't know that I've ever heard a mediocre record from you, and that's just keeping it G. Yeah. You always put good music out. Everything I've heard from you, I'm like, that could go, that could go, that could go. You just got to pop your ish. You know what I'm saying? Stay humble, but pop your ish, if that makes sense.
Right. Definitely.
Definitely. So let's take it back a little bit because, again, people got to know your journey, where you came from. So you grew up in Monroe, Louisiana.
I was born.
Born there.
Yeah.
Until what age did you reside there?
I moved to Nebraska when I was a teenager.
Okay, so you did spend a good portion of your younger years in Louisiana.
Yes.
So we'll say from 0 to 13, 14, somewhere in there maybe?
Yeah.
Okay, what was it like in Monroe, Louisiana growing up?
Yeah, it's just nothing down there. I go back home because we own a house there and the roads is so little.
Yeah.
A lot of killing. Young kids killing a lot of people. And, it's one of them places where you really can't avoid it. Like, I was raised into a hustler life. So my mom was a hustler. My brother was a hustler, and so as soon as I step out the house, that's it. You on the block. Yeah. You hustling, you doing something wrong.
Yeah.
So I kind of inherited, it was just in my blood. Like,
and listen, that's a part of you. And that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like you're here to talk about it. You made it through, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like I don't never knock nobody for what they do and they hustle, because I sure have done some stuff in my life that I know I could have got in trouble for, but I just got away with it. I think we've all done that, you know what I'm saying? Or even if you do have to spend some time incarcerated, as long as you are alive and here to talk about it, man, all glory to God right there.
Yeah.
Definitely. So what took your family to Lincoln, Nebraska?
So my mom was ready to go. She was ready to get out of there, and she had a man in Nebraska.
Okay.
We never heard of Nebraska, but we didn't want to go.
Yeah.
And, a few of us, my sister ran away. My other brother tried to run away. We didn't really get away. I didn't get away. So I end up in Nebraska.
Got you. So it's like, I feel like at that age, it can be difficult to relocate because when you're in a certain city from birth until whatever age, that's all you know. That's where all your partners are at, your day ones, your family, your friends. But in hindsight, are you glad that you made that move?
Yeah. My life probably would have been a lot different. Yeah, totally.
Got you. What would you say was the biggest, like, cultural shock moving from Monroe to Lincoln?
The weather. Yeah, the weather is bipolar. It's like some fake person, you know, they change everything.
That's how it is out here in the ATL. Do you guys get tornadoes and stuff out there in Nebraska, like a ton of them?
Well, it used to be Tornado Island until it started like switching a little bit. But yeah, it was.
I really feel like the government be playing with the weather. Like, seriously, because it seems like it goes in waves. And I'm like, how is it? Like here in Atlanta, we just had we had a meteor that touched down like a few days ago. All this has happened within the last year. We had a meteor that hit out here. We had a tornado that just completely destroyed one of my friends' homes. You know, shout out to Trey Chaney and his family. Their home got leveled by a tornado. We don't get them out here. Last year, we had a hurricane that blew through here. We don't ever get hurricanes. And then in Tennessee, a couple months ago, was a damn earthquake, and we felt the shock waves from it here. I'm like, what is going on? Global warming, perhaps?
That's crazy.
It's crazy, ain't it? Yeah. So, do you enjoy being in Nebraska now as an adult?
Yeah, for my kids, actually, because it's slow.
Yeah.
And it's not a lot going on.
Got you.
You know, it's not where you got to worry so much. It's a good place to raise your kids at.
How far is Lincoln from Omaha?
We right there.
You're right there.
Yeah, we the capital, but Omaha only like 30, 45 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a lot of opportunity? And I don't even want to just include music in this. Like for your kids, for example, if they don't want to do music, you know, is there opportunity to make it out of the city and do bigger things? If you want to stay in the city, but make it out of just being that statistic of, oh, I'm just from Lincoln, Nebraska. Is there opportunity like that there?
Not really.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, people doing stuff there, but it's like, you can't really do nothing crazy. You got to get outside the city.
Got you.
It's kind of one of them small cities, like, ain't nobody trying to see nobody come up type stuff.
Understood. Big crabs in a barrel type mentality.
Yeah.
Understood. So you've got kids. How did fatherhood change your life?
So fatherhood changed my life a lot.
Yeah.
Because that was my transition out the streets, you know. And my younger brother was indicted, and he was locked up with Big Meech and a lot of big name people. And he got caught and did 10 years. All my friends got indicted. So it was like God had that, like, you know how you feel like, man, God, he had a plan for me. He had to have a plan for me.
Correct.
Because they say when a lot of people make it out the street, it's like, stuff happened to me. I didn't get caught, but they tried to kill me. I've been shot 3 times.
Man.
So that was you know, I didn't get caught in the indictment and stuff, but believe me, I didn't leave unscathed.
You've been through it.
Yeah.
You've really dealt with some traumas in your life. Okay, as much as you want to disclose about this next question, you said you've been shot 3 times. Was it 3 separate times, or was it twice in one time? Like,
no, I really had a hit out on my life.
Man.
So when you're getting a lot of money, like, a lot of people don't know now, like, I wasn't even a rapper. My friends was rappers.
Yeah.
I was a drug dealer. And, like, I was always planning, like, I'm going to put money behind them.
Yeah.
You know? And I was successful. But with me getting so much money as a drug dealer in the street, people looked at you like you the head person of the gang or something. You a target.
Yeah.
You know? And so most of the people that don't like us, they looking like, man, we don't like him because he getting money. Girls like you. You know what I'm saying? You shining.
Like a Big Meech.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you like the head honcho, they want to start there and then start plucking people. They want to get to wipe you out first because you're the head honcho. How long ago was it that you got shot?
That was when I was younger.
Yeah.
Right before, it was weird too, right before I turned 21 years old.
Man, did you already have kids at that age?
Oh.
No. So thank God, you know, that they didn't have to bear that time and witness what was going on with you. You know what I'm saying? God knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
And I feel like someone who gets shot, obviously I ain't never been shot, but I feel like if you do and you survive it, that's by the grace of God. He had bigger plans. It was not your time to be called home yet. Man, that had to have been life-changing for you too. What would you say going through a time where someone had a hit out on you and literally tried to take your life away and you survived it? How did that change your outlook on how you move out here?
Oh, it changed a lot.
Yeah.
Because I talk to my friend about this all the time. It's like people don't understand. They move so different to the point where they think can't nothing happen to them.
Correct.
Till something happened to you, and that might not get a second chance.
Yes.
So I feel like with me, I'm putting myself through stuff right now just to sharpen myself as a person.
Yeah.
Right now, because I know a lot of people are going to cry at the end of the day about little stuff. But the stuff you're going through only making you a stronger person.
Man.
It's making you who you is.
Gives you character. It builds you up. It absolutely makes you stronger. Definitely. So you've been doing music professionally for about 5 years now. Were you dibbling and dabbling in it prior to that, and then you decided, you know what, I really want to step this up and take it seriously?
Well, I couldn't really put myself out there when I was really in the street like
Yeah.
that. I was making music, but I really couldn't put myself out there like that because I was really dealing with a lot of major people.
Yeah.
Like I would say, I used to work for the cartel, and they killed one of my friends because he ran off with 100 pounds. And a lot of this stuff I wouldn't even talk about back then.
Yeah.
But now it's just like, I don't care.
Right, because that's your previous life. You know what I'm saying? You're on to other things now. So what was it? I know you said when you were making that money and you were, you know, in the dope game heavy, you were wanting to put music behind other artists. What made you decide that you wanted to be the artist that you put money behind it and kind of steer away from that? I know your kids had a part of it, but why music?
I was doing music, but like my friend, he basically just taught me how to write bars. And you know, everybody's still going to jail and all this stuff happening to people.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. The hotline blinging.
And I'm like, I'm living everything I'm talking about. So
You might as well put it in your music.
yeah, and I love it now because it's like everything I do, I can talk about. I can put my life on wax, and it's real to me, and it come out so good.
I was going to say, and you're good at it too. That's what separates you, because a lot of people turn to music, and it's not to throw shade, but they're not that good at it. But I'm happy that they're doing it because it becomes an outlet for them. As long as they're not clogging up the pipeline, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
But I feel like for someone like you, it was a way out of certain situations where you can put your emotions and what you got going on into your music, but you're really good at it at the same time. So that's a blessing right there.
Definitely.
So you have started your own label?
Yeah, last year.
Okay, what's the name of it?
The Good Life Records.
The Good Life Records. I mean, that is a major move, I feel like, at an independent level, because you're not a signed artist. You know, you're an independent artist. So what better thing to do than create your own label and sign yourself? That's what you did. You know, what inspired you to take that leap of faith? Say, you know what? Let me create my label and sign myself.
I'm not just into the music stuff. I'm into a lot of different business stuff.
Yeah.
So the business stuff was gonna come regardless.
Yeah.
Because I'm investing in like stocks, trying to get real estate. Just trying to do everything. It's like when I look at you, I'm like, it becomes addictive.
Yes.
It's like, why stop?
And it's like, I feel like more and more and more that people are getting to retirement age and they can't retire because they don't have the money to, sadly. So I feel like at a younger age, like you are, do it now. That way, when it comes time to retire, 65, 66, whatever, you're not still having to go clock in every single day. You can now enjoy the benefits of all your hard work, the fruits of your labor, as they say, that you worked in all your younger years. So that's why it's important to diversify and have different streams of income. So your label, is there anybody else that you've signed to it yet, or is that something that's still in the works?
Nah. I want them younger guys to kind of take over back home. I
Yeah.
want to kind of fall back and do other stuff. But I don't think nobody going to do it like me.
That's what's so difficult. That's what's difficult. I struggle with putting other people in position within my business because nobody is ever going to go as hard for your business as you. They just aren't. There may be a couple of them, but let's keep it G. They're not. So I struggle with that. That's why I do so many things by myself. So you do eventually want to, like you said, focus on other things. And do you mean within the music industry?
Oh, it's just so many ways to make money. I don't got to be seen to be making money.
Yeah. But do you want to, I know you said real estate and stocks, but we'll say music specifically. Are there other business ventures within the music entertainment industry that you want to tap into?
I see myself doing a lot of stuff with entertainment, actually.
Yeah.
As my character. So I build my character up and everything, and I get comfortable with myself. I feel like I can be in a movie. I see myself doing a lot of stuff, and I hope everybody see themselves.
Correct.
Taking it to that level.
100%. So you mentioned that you also invest in stocks. How did you get into that world? Because again, my dad has always preached to me about having investments and things like that. How did you get into it, and what have you learned from it?
See, it's just a crazy thing, right? Because I got friends around me, right? And they're minorities. We all black.
Yeah.
But they'll never preach this type of stuff to you because it seemed like don't nobody want nobody getting ahead of them.
Right. That's that crab in the barrel mentality.
So to be honest, my manager, one of my managers, my old manager, and basically white people.
Yeah.
Taught me this stuff.
Understood.
And we weren't very close at the beginning, but I always used to ask them, like, what are you guys doing? Like, what should I be putting money into? I'm making all this money. Like, where should I be? And now when I caught it, I'm like, nowadays, I can never go broke. I got so much money invested everywhere to where I can be like, hey, man, I need 20 right now. I can go over here. I can go over there if something will happen to me.
Absolutely.
Because I played it smart.
A closed mouth don't get fed. It's okay to ask them questions. And the worst that they could say is, I'm not telling you, or they don't respond, whatever. But in your case, it worked out for you. You said you asked the white folks, what are y'all doing? Where do I need to put my money? And they offered that information to you, and boom, it's been working out for you. That's super dope. Yeah, growing up, my dad always, and I remember when I was younger, I'm like, I don't want to give my money away to nobody. But then as I got older, I understood why. It's because you make money off of that money.
Yes.
And then you prepare for your future so you don't have to be 80 years old still working a job. That's not quality of life. Because people are dying at that age. You don't want to work until the day you die. That's insane.
Crazy.
So let me ask you this. Anybody who is young, got a little money, whether they getting it from the streets or from a job, whatever, and they want to look into starting investing, any one tip or piece of advice on where to start with that?
They can basically store it up with a Fidelity account.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people get accountants and brokers and all that stuff, but I got a consultant that do my taxes and everything.
Yes.
And, he just broke it down to me. He like, bro, you making over 6 figures at your job. They taxing you.
Yes, I know. I've been there.
You need to put this in your business.
Yes.
Then we can write off half of this money.
That is the biggest facts ever. I write everything off as a business owner. Everything. Because everything is a write-off legally.
Right.
It's, we ain't scamming nobody. Everything is legally a write-off. You just got to have somebody that teaches you the ropes, like you said. So, yeah, I think that's one of the important things is actually having maybe somebody in your corner, whether, like you said, you got somebody that does your taxes, but he also gives you advice, putting you on game, that understands it. Rather than just going out there throwing money around and not knowing what the hell you're doing and then wondering why you're losing, right?
Right.
Absolutely. So you work for Cisco. Cisco, for y'all don't know, they're the ones that supply foods to restaurants, etc. Do they also do grocery stores as well? I know mainly restaurants to my knowledge, right?
They real greedy. That's the number one food service in the country. They're
Right,
greedy.
right. So if you own a restaurant, chances are you're ordering something from Cisco.
Yeah.
Okay. But you yourself are top 20 in the nation of what you do with the company.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that. First and foremost, Pop-Yo-ish. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're a major corporation. And for you to hold that title, you top 20, Pop-Yo-ish.
A lot of people talk crazy. They be like, man, I never work for nobody. Man, I never do this and that. I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
You got a store somewhere. I done worked at McDonald's drive-thru.
I worked at Dairy Queen was my first job, making blizzards.
Street money good, but you got to run out there.
Did you, how do I want to word this? What you're doing right now in your 9-to-5 career, did you see yourself ever doing that? Or was it something that kind of like presented to you as an opportunity?
You know what's so crazy? I didn't see myself doing it. The crazy thing about this job, and I didn't want to tell nobody back home and stuff, because a lot of people hate. A lot of people try to get you fired. They don't like. It's crazy how many people done turned on me since I done leveled up so much at the job, right? So I had a job, and I'm like, I'm finna have my first kid, so I'm like, I gotta get a job. I gotta stay at a job. I can't rely on this street stuff.
Right,
anymore.
absolutely.
So I had this girl make me a fake GD paper, all this stuff, right?
I'm sure it happens all the time. Because let's be honest, I don't think a lot of these companies really be digging and diving into that. They don't look at that information.
No.
Who has time for that? Especially if you graduated, you ain't got to disclose your age, but someone like me, who's 51 and graduated in 1992, they ain't going back that many years to see what really went on. I did graduate, but I'm a college dropout. But they're not digging into that stuff most of the time, unless you're becoming like a doctor or something, right? Yeah. So that's dope. And I love that for you. And I'm glad we're talking about this, because I feel like any artist out there, if you got a job, don't quit your job.
Yeah.
Because it's entrepreneurship does not oftentimes allow you to plan and save for your future. I worked 23 years in corporate America. All that time I was putting away for my future, but I've even thought about getting back into the workforce for maybe 10 more years to contribute even more. Why not? I'm not ashamed to admit to that. I love what I do here, but do I want to retire doing this? No. You know what I'm saying? So don't quit your day job. So how do you balance your 9-to-5 with your music career?
Well, now I've been at my job so long where I kind of do what I want to do. I make so much money now, it's like they don't want you there.
Yeah.
Not have you there, you ain't making no money.
So you hourly and not salary?
Oh yeah, I'm hourly, so I'm getting whatever. And like I will go with the travel team and get everything paid.
Yeah.
So it could look like I'm on vacation the whole time. Like I'm out here working, but I'm doing all this crazy stuff because I don't really got to go to work. So.
Nah, absolutely. If you can stay hourly, that's the way to go. That way, if you work extra hours, which oftentimes we do, you're getting compensated for that. Yeah. But you still get your vacation time, your PTO time, whatever, sick days, stuff like that. So that's super dope. Well, listen, I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying? You really leveled up. You came from a situation where it could have went totally left. Yeah. And look at you now. You know what I'm saying? So that's something to definitely be proud of. So a lot of artists, they grind full time in music, which you still balance working your job and grinding in music. Do you feel like that what you're doing now, the balance between the two is what you're going to continue doing, or do you ever want to go full time in music?
Well, I'm strictly into business now. So what I did was when I started my record label, I got it set up. I got a business office, virtual address, everything. Like they've been sending me like business like offers for like up to $500,000.
I get them too. They be going crazy with it. They be trying to get that money away.
And I'm like, no, I just been using all my money, my own money to do stuff now. But I don't know. I think in the future, I think that's what these rich people doing. Yes. They don't have their own money doing all this crazy stuff. They using the bank money.
It's called OPM, other people's money. Because credit is king. Back in the day, people say cash is king. Now credit is king. And there's people out here like Boom Man, who people can't stand seeing his success because he figured out the loophole of using the bank's money versus his own money. Yeah. And people will shade you for that. But why? I need to learn more about that too. You know what I'm saying? Like I've done some business loans and stuff, but it's like I know I could scale on a higher level too. You know what I'm saying? So OPM, other people's money.
Definitely.
So what does financial independence mean to you as an artist and as a businessman?
Well, I'm kind of crazy like with money. It's like I don't value money as much because I see what people do for money.
Yeah.
You know, people will do so much and portray you so much for money. It's like I really don't value money like that.
Yeah.
I'm just like hard worker, just like you. I'm a hustler.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about no money because I know I'm gonna go get it regardless.
Exactly. When you have a hustler mentality, you shouldn't be stressing about the bills because you know that you're going to figure out a way. Even if there are people who are a little down and out, they're going to find a way to get them bills paid. You know what I'm saying? So absolutely, definitely. With your story that, you know, through your journey in life and music, what is it that you want people to understand about you that maybe they don't understand?
That's a good one. I would have to think on that question. I ain't gonna even lie to understand.
I think if I had to answer that question for you, it would be what we talked about, that you're a hard worker. You know what I'm saying? Like, you a hustler. You get to it.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because honestly, some of the things you and I are talking about, even though we've known each other for a long time, I didn't know until now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I feel like that's one of them. You know what I'm saying? He's a hardworking young man. He's a father, you know, like, I love it.
Oh, man. My kids are just like, it's a blessing.
What do you feel like, and when I say your journey, we're gonna say music specifically. What have you learned from your journey as a music artist that maybe you could share to other young artists that they could learn from? Like, was there a lesson you learned? Maybe was there a time that you got scammed? Like, what did you learn? Or maybe what did one of your OGs teach you about this music business that other artists can learn from?
Really, I didn't have nobody, actually. I really didn't have nobody to guide me through anything. I think the only thing was, you know, I can make many mistakes.
Yeah.
And make it look good, you know, and like be like, just keep going, cause you know, obviously we got money, we making money off different stuff, so it's just like I can mess around here and be like, okay, I messed up, I'm gonna go back around and do something different next
Absolutely.
time.
You learn from that. What would you say to artists who are just starting out that refuse to invest in themselves?
These days and time, everybody's waiting for somebody that ain't even on to put them on. That's what it looked like.
Right.
How you waiting for somebody that ain't even got what you want to put you in a
It makes no sense.
Like, if they look at me, it's like, man, look, bro, I just got tired at one point. I'm like, I'm going to just go do whatever. I don't care. I'm just doing whatever. And it seemed like it worked. It's like you got to be kind of careless a little bit.
Yeah, I think that some people, really a lot of people kind of get to that point because they're doing what everybody else may tell them to do and it's not really working for them. So they're like, F it, I'm going to do what I want to do. And then it works for them. Because I feel like there is somewhat of a blueprint, but you got to make it your own. Because everybody's journey is different. So what works for this artist over here, you could try it and it backfires on you. But you do your own thing and it works out perfect because you're your own person.
Right.
Man. For people who haven't had the opportunity to hear your music, which we're going to play one of your songs today, without boxing yourself in, what type of music are you creating for the world?
I challenge myself. I like to do different stuff.
Okay.
That's what's making me like real good at it. Like, I'm not really making music for people these days. When they listen to it, it's kind of what I'm going through and how I'm feeling when I'm going in that studio. With however I'm feeling and what I'm going through right now, I'm putting it out there because that's how I feel like people get to know me because I'm so blocked off.
Yes.
I've been through so much, I don't let too many people get close to me.
Right. Listen, when we go through stuff in life, we kind of have a little bit of trust issues because it's like, who can we trust? You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with having your boundaries and your guard up, you know, and only allowing certain people to get close to you that you maybe have a long-standing relationship with, that you know that they ain't gonna run tell that. You talk to them, and they run and tell someone that, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't need people like that around us. So I feel like that comes with maturity and growth. Like they say, it's lonely at the top, you know?
Man.
And I never really understood that when I was younger. I'd always hear people say it's lonely at the top. I get it now. I'm not to say I'm at the top, but I'm higher than where I was. And my circle's definitely smaller than it was, you know, because we can't trust people. So do you typically stick to one genre of music, or are you open to venturing out? Because a lot of people, hip hop is venturing into country music or pop music. Is that something on your forefront as well?
Yes. I think that's gonna, you know, separate a lot of people. Once you start doing different stuff like that, that'll just separate you from everybody else.
So what other genre would you want to tap into?
I got a lot of music. I be in my studio. I own my own studio, so I got a house studio.
Okay, that's dope.
It's nice. It's expensive stuff.
Yeah.
So a lot of the music I do is I be in the house like by myself, like zoned out.
I really feel like that's the best way to create.
Yeah.
Because you can be very vulnerable because you don't have people around you looking at you in your ear, do this, say that. You can be completely vulnerable because it's just you. So what about, like, it's very, very popular right now. I see a lot of rappers tapping into doing some Southern soul and country music. Does that interest you at all? You from Lincoln, Nebraska. I know they got country music up there, right?
Man, we better off making this a country record. Like the music they making out there, it's like, man, come on. No.
It's not it.
They copy people, you know. Like I come from that life. All my family from Chicago. Like I come from that gang life. I don't even rap like that.
Right.
So it's weird. The people that come up now, they don't even know nothing about it, and they just, you didn't grow up like that, but you rap like that.
Right. They glorify something they really don't even know about. You know, it's like, we know you ain't about that life. You know, I feel like in order to gain your most authentic fan base, you have to be authentic within your music. You know, you can pop your ish every now and again about certain things, but I would say 98% of your music needs to be authentic because otherwise they ain't going to believe it.
Right.
So you're out here in the A right now. What else you got going on while you're in the city?
I'm doing too much, actually. I don't know. I just felt like I just live it up sometime.
Yeah.
You know, like life's short, so why not just rent a nice hotel, had a 5-star hotel, the nice car.
Yeah.
It's like, really, did I need all that? No. But I'm gonna do it anyway, just enjoy myself.
I feel like you deserve to do that because you've worked hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are people who work hard their entire life and they never splurge, not even once. And, like, especially older people. Like, my dad worked so hard. He retired with a lot of money, and he's so frugal. You would think that man was broke the way he spends his money. It drives me insane sometimes. Love you, Pops. But I feel like that's also what's got him to his success where he's at too. But I'm like, now you're retired. Go travel. Go spend your money. You know, you can't take that money to your grave with you. Have you traveled outside the country?
Yeah.
Where have you been?
I've been in Jamaica.
Okay.
Puerto Rico. I'm planning on going somewhere this year if it ain't too crazy with this war and all this stuff going on.
I know that's right. It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Where would you want to go if things die down and calm down a little bit?
Like Turks and Caicos, somewhere exotic. I really don't like that stuff, actually, though.
Really?
Like I know when I was in Jamaica, I was on a resort for like 7 days, and it's like you so used to the streets in America. It's like it was too much. It was like after the 7th day, I was like over like this. You know?
Do you feel like when you grow up in that street life that you don't necessarily have appreciation for like those beautiful things like going to Jamaica and Puerto Rico, the beaches, the trees? Do you not have as much appreciation for it?
I wouldn't say that. I like it.
Yeah.
It was just too long. I feel like it was too long of a vacation.
I got you. I completely understand what you're saying because I've always been the same way. I'm the type of person, give me 2 or 3 days and I'm good and I'm out. Spending 2 weeks somewhere is way too long for me. Sometimes even a week. Even when I go back home to visit my family, I'm usually there for 48, maybe 72 hours max, and I'm back home. Even though this isn't home for me, I'm like that too. I'm in and out. Boom. So I get what you're saying. That makes sense.
Not home for you?
No, I'm from Tampa, Florida, born and raised. I moved to Atlanta in 2013 to pursue this right here. Yeah, so born and raised in Tampa. That's why eventually I want to get back to Florida because I miss my family. You know, up here I have no family, and it's been difficult. You know, because like I can't always get home to see them when I want to. Because like I told you earlier, I literally work 7 days a week. So I can carve time out, but I can't carve a lot of time out. I can't travel 10 times a year to go see my family. Just being realistic, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm here a lot or whatever. But I eventually want to make my way back home, you know, take my business back there where it all started for me.
Yeah, I like Florida.
I love Florida. It's like a paradise out there. You know, you got the beaches, beautiful women. You go to Miami, you know what I'm saying? It's beautiful out there. So do you think you're in Nebraska right now? Do you think you'll eventually move from there?
Yeah, I do a lot of traveling though, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Not as much, but it's like with my job and the music stuff and me just being on vacation and stuff, it's like I do travel.
Do you enjoy traveling alone, or do you typically like to have people with you?
I be trying to bring my kids. I don't feel right because there's so much stuff for them to do and see here.
Yeah.
You know, when you become a grown up and you like, that's the only thing I regret now, is sacrificing time away from my kids because I done did it so much in the earlier stages.
That's one of the biggest sacrifices when you get into this industry is you got to spend time away from, because there are a lot of things that you do that kids can't come to.
Yeah.
If you're performing at a nightclub or whatever, kids can't come to that, you know. So, but I feel like that they'll understand that, you know. How old are they? Do you mind sharing their ages? Are they under 10, over 10?
They getting grown now, so they ready to just go. They ain't got time for me no more. And I'm like, man, I don't want to do nothing with me no more.
Listen, it happens that way. Like, my son is 31 and he's married, and I don't hear from him that often. We have a beautiful relationship, but I'm cool with that because I'm not one of them mothers who try to be in between his marriage. His wife comes first now. That's his wife. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of them mother-in-laws that like, you better sit in the back seat. I'm sitting in the front. No, I'd be like, I'm cool with sitting in the back. That's your wife. So it's like he and I talk maybe once a week compared to like, you know, before we talk every day. Now we talk maybe once a week, and I'm okay with that because he's a grown man. He's living his own life. So it's going to be the same way. You know, you get used to it. I was hard with it at first. I was like, I don't talk to my baby all the time no more. But I'm like, he a grown man now. Just stop it. Because I'm like, I thought about when I became a grown woman, I ain't talk to my parents like that every day. You know what I'm saying? Because we get busy with our own lives. Absolutely. What are you manifesting right now goal-wise?
I'm just taking it one step at a time. Like, everything take time to build. I think everybody's just trying to rush stuff. Like,
yes.
They just want to be somebody and somewhere, and it's like, you ain't put in no work, nothing. And then what really hits me, everybody work hard to get money. But if you really want to be somebody of value, you got to work on yourself.
Man, that's facts. That's where it all starts, is working on yourself. But you're right, people want instant gratification. And they're not even nowhere right with themselves. Their whole situation's messed up. You know what I'm saying? Their personal life, their finances, they're not right with God. You know, like everything is wrong, but then they want to be successful. I feel like God will hold our blessings back until we get right. And with all the craziness going on in the world, y'all better get right with whoever your higher power is. You need to get up and pray every day because there's a lot of weirdo stuff going on in the world right now. Like you said, a whole war.
Man, it's crazy.
It is, most definitely. So we got this new record that you just recently released. It's brand new. It's called Ghost. Tell us a little bit about it. Like, what does this record mean to you, you know, for people who haven't heard it yet?
Ghost is crazy.
And I love that animated artwork that you got, too. That was fire.
Yeah. You know, the record was so crazy. I'm like, I got to go to my guy. I know he finna come up with some crazy stuff, you know. And
The producer?
oh, no.
Oh, you're talking about the artwork.
Yeah, the graphic design.
I got you.
I'm like, I got different people I go to.
For certain things, I got you.
Like, I got different people I go to for graphic designs. I got different people I go to for mix and mastering. Like, and I choose, like, I prefer what record and what.
Makes sense. Absolutely, because one sound this engineer may do better at, and this sound this engineer may do. Same thing with your graphics. So Ghost, did you write this record? I'm talking like sit down and write it, or was it a punch-in situation? How did it come together?
What you think? You think I be writing my own music, or you think somebody else be writing it?
No, I don't mean like someone else writing your music. I mean like some artists don't write. They go to the studio and they just strictly punch in.
I don't know how they do that.
So you do write your music? Or do you kind of write it up here?
Like, that's how it comes out so good, I feel like, to a point. Because I used to freestyle. I didn't even used to rap, really. I didn't used to write. I was suck at writing. Used to write stuff and come back and look at it and be like, what is this? Like, I don't even know how to, like, flow it out in the studio.
Got you.
So I used to freestyle a lot. And coming up, like, in the early stages where people used to freestyle and battle and stuff.
Yeah.
And fights and crazy stuff. But now, when I got the writing, it's different.
Everything comes together.
When you lock in and you in there, you know, you got your little drink, you by yourself, you ain't cut off your phone, ain't nobody bother me. I'm locked in.
So all your music comes together pretty much in that same form. You're writing your music and you're locking in.
Yeah.
Got you. And this song right here, again, like, what does it mean to you? Because someone could hear the title Ghost and be like, okay, I think it means this. What does it mean to you before we listen to it?
Well, it can mean a lot of things, believe me. Because when I wrote it, it was like, I'm an Aries. So when I started looking at my sign and stuff and studying myself, I'm like, I will ghost people. And it's like, it's just me. It's like, if I feel like I'm getting too close to somebody, if I feel like something off, or if I feel like, man, I ain't got time to deal with this stuff. So it really did come from that at first.
Right.
But now when I looked at it, I'm like, once you on your business and you chasing your dreams and you ain't got time for all these people.
That's facts.
We going ghost. We got to be locked in. We got to go get this money. We know what you on. You ain't serious. You playing games.
Yes.
People mind. They just distractions.
There's so many of them out there, and people have such wishy-washy energy. I don't want no parts of it. So I'm like you. I'll be quick to ghost the motherfucker unapologetically, and you'll never hear from me again. And I don't feel bad about it, because if their vision is not aligning with your vision, why be around them? Yeah. It makes no sense, because all it's going to do is hinder you. You know, and I believe that. I believe if you surround yourself with people who have different visions, it can hinder you and hold you back, because it becomes a distraction, like you said. We ain't got time for that. Again, that's why it's lonely at the top. Who produced this record?
Oh, shoot. These some new guys, actually, I started working with.
Okay.
They were some fresh new guys, and I just got in the studio, because I do a lot of searching. Like,
yeah.
I got a lot of people sending me beats, but they be sending some trash. So
you got to get out there and do your own research.
Yeah, when I'm sitting in the studio and I'm having my little drink, that beats play, and it just came across. I'm like, dang, this is crazy. I'm like, uh-oh. And it just comes so easy now.
And it really came out fire. Like, it's a great record. Like, well, the first time I heard it, I was like, yo, this thing fire. Yeah. It's a great record. Are you planning on shooting a visual for it?
I was thinking about, since I was down here, about shooting a visual.
You should.
If I don't get too crazy with my spending,
you should. That would be, listen, that way it's a totally different vibe than shooting it back home. You know what I'm saying? Because Atlanta has a lot of dope scenery and stuff.
Right.
Do you know any good videographers out here?
See, that's the thing.
I can point you to one that I know specifically that's phenomenal with what he does, and he's very fair on his pricing as well. If you remind me when we're done, I'll say his name. I don't mind. His name is KD Gray. I know multiple artists who have filmed visuals with him, and they all come out fire. Even one of my other friends who does a podcast, he's the one that edits his podcast. Like, he's good with the edits. He's good with filming. Maybe tap in with him. Super dope and, reasonably priced too. Because some of these videographers be charging an arm and a leg. Let's just be honest.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and check out the record. For anybody that wants to follow your journey, where can they keep up with you on social media?
Instagram and TikTok. That's all I got. Like, I just done got distance from people. I got off the Facebook, everything. I'm like,
And you're Daedae Sache 2.0 on Instagram.
Yes.
Is it the same on TikTok?
Big Sachi.
Big Sachi.
Yeah.
Got you. Was your other Instagram hacked? Or did you take it down?
I just got off the joint. Just made a new one.
I just made a new one. Listen, sometimes there's nothing wrong with that. Kind of a fresh start. I've thought about that sometimes. I'm like, dang, I clean up my Facebook a lot. Because there are people on there who are still on my friends list. And I'm like, I ain't talked to this person in like 8 years. Gotta go.
Yeah, it's just the energy.
Exactly. It'd be weird. So sometimes you need that fresh start. So definitely, Daedae Sache 2.0 on Instagram. Make sure y'all tap in, check in. Anybody that you want to give thanks to or give a shout out to that's been supporting you through your journey?
Everybody, man. Definitely. Like, just everybody and anybody, really.
Yeah.
That have been a part of this journey and helped me, supported me. Like, I mean, everything. Because it seemed like I'm at a point now where it's like I'm enjoying so much stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm by myself.
I love it. I love that for you. And I appreciate you because we've been working together for a long time now, and it's always been good business. You're always about your business. You're always professional. You're always polite. Little things like that go a long way. People don't understand having good manners and professionalism. It will carry you a long way in business, and you've always been professional. I love that about you. Thanks. Anybody out here, y'all should work with him. He about his business, so make sure you about your business too. So let's get into this record. It is in rotation with us here at the Hype 87.3. It's called Ghost. Introduce it for us.
Ghost. It's out right now, man. By Daedae Sache on Hype 87.3.
All right, y'all stay tuned for it.
Come and see what all the hype is about. Tune in to the Hype 87.3.
You know it's a thin line between love and hate. And a fine line between being dumb, blind, and stupid, little hoe. I'm going ghost. I don't wanna fuck with you no more. I gotta keep my business on the low.